This is Radio Respects.
Okie silly illy dokio. Hello everybody, it is Senor H7. That's right, it is I, and I am here coming to you live-ish from... where else? Respectable Street. That's on the 500 block of Clematis Street in downtown West Palm Beach, Florida. It's our home. It's my home. And hopefully, it will be our home as we continue this little relationship of me attempting to entertain you and you just half listening while this is on the background somewhere. You know, whatever. It is what it is. We got some shit going on. We got some things going on. I got some topics. I got some things. I want to talk to you about some stuff. This one is just I. No guest. You see this mic? You see this lone mic? No one's loving this mic, but somebody will be loving this mic. My next guest will indeed be Azrael from Underlined, who will be coming back to talk about a bunch of this goddamn media news I got. I was gonna cover a metric fuck ton of it today, but I figure, I'll save it, right? I'll be a good showrunner, and I'll just save it. Can y'all hear the copywritten music going on back behind me? Yeah, cool, you can. I like it. Awesome. It's a kind of fucked up ambience, but I can dig with it. Anyway, I got news. Y'all heard about this ghost of Kiev? Well, all those goddamn videos that you kids been sharing all over Facebook, guess what? They're from a video game. I'm not kidding. They're actually from a video game. All of these outright ridiculous but pretty realistic looking things that have been shared all over Facebook have, as according to Bloomberg, that's what I call them, Gloomberg. Get it? Because it's all fear-mongering, and it's all sad news at all fucking times! Oh, God. You know what really fucks me up? Half listening to myself with these headphones. I know my levels are fine. And yet here I am, complaining. Anyway, as the report reads, some of the most viewed videos on Facebook gaining popularity as of late are actually from a very popular video game. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's good times. So all those weird jet fighter videos y'all have been seeing and sharing, you know, to inspire hope and whatnot, guess what, kids? They're propaganda. Sorry to break the bad news to you, but they are indeed propaganda. Sorry about that. You know what else is propaganda, though? The never-ending story that Beetlejuice 2 is gonna happen, and that Michael Keaton and Tim Burton are gonna be back. Oh my fucking God. Guess what, kids? This story has been hitting the news repeatedly. Every few months, I feel one of these miscellaneous news outlets, be it Variety, be it comicbookmovie.com, whatever, even if they're not the actual trades, any of these platforms and these outlets, these media outlets, looking for clicks, looking for content, almost always, are sharing these, what do you call them? I'm going to take these headphones off because I know I sound fine, but I kind of just don't give a shit about hearing myself, you know? As long as I'm not blowing out, right? As long as the audio isn't completely fucking unbearable, then all is well, right? Anyway, so, the news has hit again. That's right, kids. Beetlejuice 2. The talks have resurfaced yet again. But what's the catch now? Brad Pitt's production company is apparently looking to produce this son of a bitch. That's right, kids. It's happening. But I don't think it's happening. So we're going to have to stay tuned to this shit, because there's a lot of talk about Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton reprising their roles. But here's the thing. Beetlejuice 2 has not entered the greenlight phase, nor has it been pitched to WB for the greenlight. That means, for those of you just guessing, for those of you uninitiated, That means it is no closer now than it was years ago, days ago, months back to getting made. It's just no much closer to actually happening just because you saw some story on the internet. I hate to break it to you. I'm a huge fan of the original. I loved the original. Do I really want to see a second one, though? Well, let's be honest. After No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, if you don't think every bit of anything that you love is about to get repackaged and sold to you all over again, oh, you are in for a fucking train ride. The nostalgia bait is about to go in overdrive, kids. I mean, look at it this way. All the direct sequels to things that, because I guess naming a sequel is hard, are just retreads of the original titles. It's just the same shit regurgitated over and over again. It's a talking point you've probably heard regurgitated over and over again. That Hollywood is indeed out of fucking ideas. That they are indeed destitute in that department when it comes to getting you in the seats. Getting you to come back to the movies after the state of the world. Getting you to come back and chip in your money. If anything is proven that cinema can do that, it is probably the numbers for Spider-Man No Way Home. Personally, I'm hoping that the Batman does similar numbers, but Batman doesn't have multiversal, nostalgia bait going for it, so who knows? But Keaton will be dipping his dipstick into multiversal madness with, see what I did there? With the Flash movie. So, who the fuck knows? As far as I know, when it comes to Beetlejuice 2, it appears that Plan B has come on board officially to produce this son of a bitch. However, nobody, and I mean nobody, has greenlit anything. Don't get your fucking hopes up until you see some article claiming that it has been greenlit with an actual source. That's a big fucking thing, too. Maybe before you start spouting off and sharing articles all over the internet that you just saw some other jerk-off share, maybe check the fucking source. One of my own co-hosts, Azrael, sent me an article a couple days ago. It'd be like, yo, we should cover this. This is some fucked up shit. And I'm like, okay, but what fucking website is this? This isn't credible. This is just some fucking left-wing blog just pontificating about nonsense. Like, this isn't the thing. This isn't news. So check your fucking sources, babies. You got to. Otherwise, you'll look like a goddamn fool. Oh, Jesus Christ. While we're at it, we got media news. We got more media news. Can you believe it? So much media news. Y'all excited for that Obi-Wan show? Y'all excited for motherfucking Obi-Wan? Brought to you by Disney Plus. Shot on a soundstage. Surrounded by green screen. Oh, no, wait. No, it's not that. It's... What do they fucking call that thing? It's that... They have their you know what it's called. Fuck me. Anyway. Obi-Wan. It's coming. But nobody knows anything about the goddamn plot, right? Because it's Star Wars. Everything's secretive. Everything's got to be kept low-key. I'm gonna pot down my goddamn audio. Because I can hear me, and that's all that fucking matters. Let's do that. Yeah, how about we figure out audio right on the fly, like a real professional show does. That's what I'm doing, because I'm a professional. Anyway, up until now, the assumption has been that Obi-Wan Kenobi will see the Jedi Master pursued by Darth Vader, Sith Inquisitors, and all that bullshit while he's hiding out on Tatooine. Well, this now is not just one little thread and one little rumor. This is now being reported by a shitload of people. A lot of motherfuckers in the know are reporting that this is indeed the plot. And it's not necessarily spoiling nothing, but it's apparently going to follow one of the Jedi that survived Order 66, and yes, there were quite a few of them, trying to find Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then he finds him on Tatooine despite Obi-Wan being fantastic at hiding, so... Plot hole? I don't know. Anyway, apparently homie finds Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan tries to turn him away. All that fun shit happens, and he fails another Jedi. Apparently this young Jedi is gonna lead him on some fun little awakening of self. And I'm quite frankly for it, because We need a stoic Obi-Wan. We need Ewan McGregor doing the thing, actually embodying the Alec McGuinness character, and not just doing the voice, but being the older, worn-down man, or at least a nice bridge to that point in his life. I think that'd be a nice, satisfactory fucking thing for Star Wars fans after, quite frankly, I'm not gonna call the Book of Boba Fett underwhelming, but you really have to fucking try to do a show about who the titular character is basically second. He's basically second in command. He's back note. He's nothing. He's there. You really gotta try to take a show about Boba Fett and make it uninteresting. And boy did they do that. I watched the first 2 episodes, tuned out until the rest of the series had actually been put out on Disney Plus, and then watched it all in one clip because I felt like maybe I was missing something. Maybe it wasn't for me. Maybe my tastes have changed. Maybe my sensibility is different musically. Maybe my sensibility is different in regards to media, as it is musically. Why wouldn't it be the same with the media I digest, ingest, enjoy elsewhere? Who knows? So, with that being said, I don't know. Who knows what anyone's saying anymore? Anybody here watch Batgirl? You know, that shitty CW show, Batgirl? Well, guess what? I don't know if anybody knows this, but National Treasure, Brendan Fraser himself, is apparently going to be playing Firefly, and there's a first look at his costume that hit Twitter, so fucking look that bullshit up. You know what? Wait, I'm dumb. I can show you! It's a video! Here, you're looking at it now. Right there. Cool. Anyway, I hope you like it. You know why I hope you like it? Because this show is going down the fucking tubes. Slowly and surely. It is circling the drain like all things CW. Because apparently CW, they're looking to sell. It's my understanding CW is looking for a new buyer. But who wants to buy the CW? Like, what? Warner, maybe? Just throw all that shit on HBO Max and be done with it? Maybe. Maybe that's the move. Cherry pick things, take it apart, throw shit to Hulu, license things out, put the Arrowverse stuff with the DC stuff. That way it's all under one umbrella. Bring Swamp Thing over to fucking HBO Max. What about that? That's a fucking idea. I'm fucking all about it. So, maybe, just maybe, if we can fucking make a loud enough rally cry. Maybe. These lost shows like Swamp Thing, Arrow. Arrow's not a lost show. I mean, you can watch it on anything. But if you were to go on HBO Max right now, you can't get the whole Arrowverse thing, but they can give you doses. They give you little bits of it. So maybe that'll be the end of that. In the same way that all of the Disney Netflix shows, all of the Marvel Disney Netflix shows, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Defenders, they were promptly taken off of Netflix on the 1st and are scheduled to be put on Disney Plus in a few days, this month. I think it's the 16th. If I'm wrong, you'll know now. But I'm excited because I know a shitload of people that went to go see Spider-Man No Way Home. They see Spider-Man's blind lawyer, and they're like, who the fuck is that guy? Why is everybody screaming? He's just a blind lawyer. What's going on? Wait, how did he catch that brick? What's going on? I thought he was blind. There were so many motherfuckers that just apparently have no clue who the fuck Daredevil, the Punisher, all these motherfuckers. Nobody knows who these motherfuckers are, apparently. Because they weren't in the MCU. Because they weren't in your precious fucking Avenger movies. They're fucking subpar characters or whatever. My ass. So, now, those of you new cats that are just getting in and being like, oh, what the fuck is this Daredevil thing about? There are 3 whole-ass beautiful seasons that will ramp you and leave you up. It's going to edge you like it's just jerking you off, and then just right when you're about to come, it just stops. It's so much satisfaction, and then nothing. you're gonna get left with the biggest dick tease of a cliffhanger ever. And it's just the way it is. That's how life is. There's no such thing as real finality. There's no such thing as closure. So maybe it's appropriate. But besides that, if you have like 22 hours to dedicate to just being fucking sad, then yeah, enjoy The Punisher. It's a fucking lovely series all about PTSD and fucking corrupt governments and all this wild based ass shit. It's a good time. And the worry that this shit wasn't going to be available after being yanked off Netflix was real. It was fucking real. Because I was in the middle of showing Daredevil to my lady friend. I was sharing Daredevil with my girl. And then it just disappeared off Netflix. So at least in a few days, I can continue indoctrinating her with everything else. And that ought to be fun. So, CW-verse. Is there anything really left to mine? Is there anything left to take out of it besides streaming rights? Are there any active shows right now in the CW-verse, in the Arrowverse, that are actually doing numbers? I don't think so. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a big blue bitch here in Respectable Street, pontificating about all things entertainment to your whimsy. Radio respects. H7. Be right back.
You never see positive drug stories on the news, do you? Isn't that weird, since most of the experiences I've had on drugs were real fucking positive?
What's that? Everybody but an army. I'm not losing me the front of any energy. Trying to tear up the we gotta get his country and his feet. Rock for the war, wanting money, now we're out of money. Who's around you got sex, doing the new kind of work. Parasites playing games of fire, always in my fear, blood and black fire. Like blood, mentalist ability, fucking killing me. What's going on in my head? Wasting my lifeline in bed, starting to wish I was dead. Fuck lockdown, let's party instead. What's going on in my head? Wasting my lifeline in bed, starting to wish I was dead. Fuck lockdown, let's party instead. What's going on in my head? Wasting my lifeline in bed, starting to wish I was dead. Fuck lockdown, let's party instead. What's going on in my head? Wasting my lifeline in bed, starting to wish I was dead. Fuck lockdown, let's party instead.
Today, I realize that
Alright, kids. I got a little more news for you. I got some goddamn television news, because who the fuck watches television? Nobody. That's why it's called streaming news. We're streaming news to you. Anyway. Any fans of Twisted Metal in the peanut gallery? That's right, Twisted Metal, the vehicular car combat game from, like, everyone's childhood of, well, everyone. Yeah, every person ever's childhood. Yeah, let's paint with broad strokes, age 7. That's the way to do it. Well, they're here to indoctrinate you. Who's they? Peacock. That's right, NBC has picked up Twisted Metal in an upcoming TV adaptation that is set to land, yep, like I said, on Peacock. It's good shit. It's gonna turn this vehicular combat series. What? Wow, typo. You know what's great? When you're reading a goddamn article and you discover an actual typo midway through reading. It's a great way to appear autistic and dyslexic and all sorts of isms. You look like you got a taste of the ism, baby. I'm gonna let you figure out what I mean by that. I'm gonna paint with some gray strokes and let you figure out. You just got a touch of the ism. Anyway, Peacock is looking to turn the vehicular car combat series into a action comedy TV series. Appropriate. Okay, and it's gonna star none other than the Winter Soldier's own Anthony Mackie. Great. I mean, I don't not like him. I like him as an actor. But here's the thing. He's not playing like anybody that we know, or at least as of right now, we don't know that. He's playing a, he's playing a milkman who apparently has no memory of his past, who receives a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a better life, but only if he can deliver a package across a post-apocalyptic wasteland. And it sounds like Sweet Tooth will be showing up to make life much harder for him along the way as well. So, with that being said, there aren't really other things known about this show at all, besides the fact it is actively in production, and it has some sort of loose, ties to an announcement back in September that was very vague and just said that they were doing a series. Now, correct me if I'm fucking wrong, there hasn't been a Twisted Metal game in 10 fucking years. It's been 10 fucking years since there's been a Twisted Metal game. Yet we're out here trying to cause a new resurgence, I guess. In the same way that they put out that shitty Texas Chainsaw movie that we talked about, and there's going to be a video game coming out by Gun Studios, or Gun Productions, or Gun, or whatever. It seems like we may be in the midst of a new era for Twisted Metal. Could it be? Could it be that vehicular combat games make a comeback? Oh boy. Fuck me in the mouth, would that be fun? I don't know, man. There was a period in time where vehicular car combat games where you're just driving around trying to blow people up, Demolition Derby style. That was the thing to do when you were a little kid. You'd play Mortal Kombat, Twisted Metal, and you'd beat the shit out of your friends, and then you'd play some wrestling games, and you'd fucking commiserate and go on about your day. That was the youth. That was the day. And it seems like our youths and our nostalgia is again being sold right back to us. So, why not? Why not? Why not a TV series? I'm not objecting to it, but I'm not optimistic. Because, quite frankly, everything I have seen that's a original Peacock property, how do I say this? I'm going to say this carefully. How do I say this nicely, politely, and not like an asshole? Well, it all sucks. Everything I have seen fucking blows goats. It not only blows goats, it sucks and blows. So, I want to give them my money. I want to give them faith. I want to give them, support. But, Motherfucker, you didn't call me to make no Sweet Tooth mask. That's what I know. You could have called good old age 7. So, I got no dog in this fight. It isn't like other projects where, I at least know somebody that's working on the thing, so I'm rooting for it. Like with Halo, I know a few people that are working on Halo, so I'm really hoping that goes well on Paramount Plus. But, I don't know, man. Every original Paramount Plus thing I've seen, too, has not been that great. It just hasn't. The Waco thing was. Wait a second! That wasn't even an original. It was a FX miniseries. No, wait, no. I'm wrong. It was a Paramount thing. There have been so many weird Waco series that, like, it's hard to keep track. But the most recent one was a Paramount Plus original, and it was really fucking good. The one where Rory McCullen, I think, is playing David Thibodeau, I think. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. If you haven't seen it, yeah, look it up. Look up the Paramount Plus Waco series. I forgot what it was called, or if it had, like, some specific name, or if it wasn't just called Waco, because, you know, it's hard to name things. So, check that shit out. Anyway, I'm kinda optimistic about this Twisted Metal thing, but like... See what I mean? Speaking of TV news, Moon Knight is coming out at the end of March, which I am painfully excited about. I never imagined we'd be living in a world where there'd be a Moon Knight series on Disney Plus starring Oscar fucking Isaac. None of that shit really computes still. I'm still just in shock that it's even happening, quite honestly. That's why I see all these posters. There's even a poster of him dressed as Mr. Knight. I'll put it right here. Ding! And look at that! Look at that! Doesn't he look sexy? Isn't this great? Doesn't this just look amazing? I don't know, man. It's like it came right out of the comic book. I am indeed. I'm excited about Moon Knight, and I hope you are too. I'm also excited that the Moon Knight scribe, the guy that is apparently writing most of it, is apparently also going to be the cat writing Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah. So, fingers crossed, we got some cool upgrades in the dialogue department. Fingers crossed, we get a little more of a cohesive story. Fingers crossed, somebody calls me to make something! But that's that. Good stuff. Next up. You want to know what's coming to Disney Plus in March? Well, a lot of bullshit. There's the Proud Family's resurgence is coming back. Proud Family Louder and Prouder, that's going to be a thing. I guess the new West Side Story is a thing. Who gives a fuck about that? There's a lot of shit. See? Like I was talking about before. March 16th is indeed when, let's see, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a show I never watched, but wanted to get into. Apparently, there's just too many goddamn seasons. The Punisher and The Defenders will be up here. Spidey and His Amazing Friends? I don't know what that's about. Okay. Disney Plus! Doing some things, and then Moon Knight on the 30th. Cool. I'm a fan, but what's coming to Netflix? Because Netflix is floundering, quite frankly. Let's see, anything interesting? I'm looking. Freddy vs. Jason, Gattaca, The Green Mile, okay, Public Enemies, Shawshank Redemption is getting put back up there, Starship Troopers. Ew! They're putting Texas Chainsaw 3D on Netflix? How about we act like that movie never fucking happened? How about that? Can we just fucking erase that from the history of all just human existence? Let's just erase that. What else is here? Top Gun? Wasn't there supposed to be a sequel to Top Gun? Isn't it, like, done? Top Gun Maverick, right? It's done. There was merch in the Walmart. There were toys for the fucking movie, and then the movie never came out. I think it got delayed. I don't know. I'm gonna look this up. Was it delayed H7 in the future? Tell me! Now! Oh, wow. Funny. Who knew? I'm reacting to whatever the outcome is prematurely. Okay, let's see what else Netflix gets. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Season 2. Alright, that's not terrible. What the fuck, man? Alright, so... Can you believe it? The metaverse has a groping problem. That's right, people in VR are being groped. Your personal space is being invaded. You can't even mind your own goddamn business on the metaverse. That's where we're at. You have to be wearing VR goggles to get a little bit of peace and civility, tranquility, and independence away from the rest of the world and the club scene. You go on to the metaverse. You hang out. You want to chill. You want to do good things in meta, and you want to just get your avatar chilling with other people. You ain't trying to be groped, right? Well, guess what? It's happening anyway. And Facebook's reaction was, well, it's kind of your fault. You can kind of just engage a, quote, personal boundary mode, a safe mode that will bring you into this sort of black void in VR, right? Where no one can do anything to you and no one can harm you. However, that has not stopped individuals from going onto the metaverse in their VR headsets with hundreds of dollars worth of hardware and a lot of fucking investment made to just ultimately go and troll people. Like, it's basically a whole clusterfuck of trolling all over the metaverse. And Facebook's reaction is, hey, well, we have a mode that you could have selected on. And if you get groped, it's kind of your fault. So, Facebook has seen something referred to as hand harassment. Hand harassment. That's a phrase I never thought would come out of my mouth. But, considering, I guess, the rampant nature of sexual harassment online, perhaps they should have foreseen this little bit of a problem. But metaverse, an idea that's shockingly similar to other Second Life things. This isn't the first one of these. This isn't necessarily a Habbo Hotel or any of those fucking online Second Life. It's not The Sims, per se, but it's definitely not a far cry. So you really have to beg the question. Millions upon millions of dollars got pumped into this fucking thing, right? Into the metaverse. And for what? For absolutely fucking nothing. Just for these little issues to pop up. Every time that things get figured out in the long form, something else pops up. So, the question is, can the metaverse overcome this? Can it become the new thing? Or is Facebook indeed dying? Who knows? When I go on Facebook, I see nothing but boomers, memes, and weird, obnoxious bullshit, pseudo-intellectual idiocy. I see people arguing with one another about politics that they don't really have that educated a view on themselves. It's kind of just what Facebook has become. Not dissimilar from what Twitter has become. Just a fucking garbage bin of just people's impulsive feelings, of people's impulsive thoughts on the impulsive things that happen to them in the middle of the day. Something terrible could happen to somebody, and if they go on Twitter and they just start rambling and they just start saying something that can be taken the wrong way, you can lose your job. You can get your job taken away from a tweet. So what the fuck? What the fuck makes me think that the metaverse is going to be any different? Nothing, really. Nothing. It's all the same people. It's the same creators. It's the same curators. It's the same technical overseers. And nothing is really changing. It's a lot of the same thing. It's a lot of, hey, you have an opinion that goes against the status quo? Well, guess what, homie? We're copyright striking you. Guess what, homie? You went against our fucking terms of service. Guess what, homie? We're putting you on watch. And any little thing you do is going to get you toasted. Why? Because you had an opinion. I don't know if I can get on board with that. I don't know if you should be on board with that. But then again, isn't it a little hypocritical of me to be pontificating about such intricacies from a fucking YouTube channel? Yeah, it's not like this place is much better. It's literally, I know in the back of my head, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. When am I gonna get popped? When am I gonna say the thing that's gonna just piss off the wrong person at YouTube and get my shit completely tanked? When will my fucking multi-year career just get sunk into an Alex Jones-like black hole? Now, I ain't trying to be no Alex Jones, but man has a right to say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Man has a right to be as crazy or as illogical as you deem him to be. He has every right, as do I. That's kind of one of the few beautiful things in this country. However, the most I don't want to dash anyone's hopes here. I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but The truth of the matter is, you have the right to be free within a very small, confound space of freedoms. Step outside those freedoms, and we're gonna step on your fucking toes. Step outside of those freedoms, and we're gonna bring the banhammer down on you. It's just the nature of the business. It's the nature of entertainment. It's the nature of social media. If you have an opinion that goes against the status quo, that goes against the norm, if you have any sort of actual free thought in your fucking brain, it could be considered a weapon. And at any time, you could just be thinking about a thing in the metaverse, and maybe you do a thing, maybe you send a tweet, you never say or do really anything, but you send out something onto the digital imprint that is you, and that imprint of you is in fact a reflection of you. So at what point will there not be a line between the two? It seems as if now there already is no line between the two, with people losing their goddamn jobs for simple tweets. There are radio personalities that said a couple suspect things, and next thing you know, they lose their Sirius XM gig. There are people that have simply just aired personal grievances, and they lose their actual FM radio gig. It's a thing. It's a real thing. So I can't sit here and act like the metaverse, having a problem with groping, is really anything to worry about. Yet I'm sitting here looking at this article, just fucking flying through my feed. I keep getting sent this shit. Hey bro, you see how people are getting groped on the metaverse? Hey bro, you want to hop on the metaverse? Get some gropage. Hey bro, pool's closed. Want to come in? The pool's closed meme! The fucking pool's closed meme is trying to get into the metaverse. These are people with hundreds of dollars worth of fucking tech, of VR headphones, which are... headphones, what the fuck's wrong with me? Could I clearly be any less educated on this? People with VR headsets that have spent a great deal of fucking money are literally just utilizing it for trolling, because there is, once again, no line between the brain and the hand. Roxanne! Sorry, we're doing this show in the middle of a club, and, you hear that? You hear the police? Listen to that. I hope I don't get copywritten. Hope I don't get copyright struck. I mean, that's the other thing. This show, how is this show gonna be able to do what it does, whatever it is that it does, without getting just motherfucked by YouTube's copyright system? I don't know, homie. I'm gonna try and figure this shit out, though. It's gonna be a labor of love and, headaches. It's gonna be a labor of headaches. So it takes apparently 38 minutes for me to realize that the lenses in my other mask fog up too much for me to even read somewhat of a wall of text. It's entertaining as fuck being me. So, costume change. And sure, it's extra bright out. Maybe it's the next day. Whatever. Anyway, we got more things to get into. Maybe I just wanted to come back and make the episode an hour long because I felt... You know, we're putting out multi-hour episodes in audio format. It'd be kind of cheap of me to only put out like a half an hour video format, you know, episode. Like, nah, come on, we can do better. We can do better. You deserve better. We deserve better. Radio respects. It's good times. So, in the spirit of gothy nonsense, Brian Warner. That's right, Mr. Marilyn Manson, the name who shan't be uttered. He's music's Voldemort right now. What a terrible comparison. Yeah. So, have you heard? Have you seen the news? Have you heard the news? Have you seen the news? Have you heard about this? Have you read about this? He's stayed very quiet after all of these allegations came out from Rachel Evan Wood. Allegations that I can't talk about here on YouTube or anywhere without risk of being taken down for community guidelines and nonsense. So I'm just going to have to put something here for you to kind of know, you know, this is what's going on, kind of. A lot of really sussy-wussy allegations have been laid down. Some really fucking evil things have been laid to Mr. Warner, have been suggested that he is, well, a nightmare of a human being. However, in his silence, nobody's really heard much from him, right? He's popped up at some Kanye West events, and that was kind of cute. That was kind of adorable. And that was about it, right? He shows up at these Kanye West events in full, like, Manson gear, like, with the one eye and all the shit. He looks more like he did in the 2000s than he ever has. So I think he's having, like, one of them midlife crises of sorts. You know, his whole career kind of collapsed. Yeezus was like, come with me. They trying to tear us down, Brian. We're not going to let them tear us down, Brian. I believe in you, Brian. And now, Brian is claiming these allegations are a conspiracy. That's right, that Rachel Evanwood conspired with one of her buddies to do as much as impersonate an FBI agent, to give the appearance that a federal agent was investigating into Warner's alleged crimes. However, these alleged letters were sent from an agent that claims they didn't sign the thing. So, who did? Would have to be one of the two ladies, no? Now, I'm not here to pick sides. I'm not here to defend. I'm not here to really lay any dog in this fight. I just think it's kind of interesting that both parties seem to be complete and utter garbage, and yet the internet is very, very up in arms about picking a side and believing Miss Woods. And, you know, you don't have to convince me that Marilyn Manson is probably a terrible person, because Marilyn Manson doesn't exist. Brian Warner exists. I would like to imagine he's even more damaged than the image that he portrays, which is, Jesus Christ, the last kind of thing I would think anybody would want to, you know, get involved with. But, like, quite frankly, Woods is quoted with saying that she enjoyed her relationship, that she ate it up, that it was exciting to her, and didn't say shit for years. And you could argue, yeah, that was out of fear maybe, but why? At the very least, there's something up with the validity of these claims. If the basis of what you're claiming has no grounds to stand on, what the fuck what am I believing in? What, I'm going off your word? We're all supposed to go off of your word, and I know that's a form of probably victim blaming. I'm sure somebody out there is going to be triggered and be like, you're blaming the victim. Oh, Jesus Christ, why don't you course correct? I'm not. Slow down. I'm fucking not. I'm not. I'm just saying. Maybe let's wait. Let's let the due process go on. Let's let the thing happen. Let's not get our panties in a bunch. So, okay. You feel good about it? I feel better about it. You should too. Here's the thing. You gotta remember to separate the art from the artist. And with that being said, it's even hard for me at times. I'll be real. And it's apparently hard for the whole industry. One of my favorite, like, side projects out there in music is Richard Z of Rammstein's side project, Emigrate. It's just cool rock music, just good riffs, like what he brings to the table in that band. Just punchy riffs, good fucking catchy singles, like good, clean, angelic choruses, cool use of electronics. It's not dissimilar from the stuff I try and do. That's probably why, I don't know, why it speaks to me. But even he had a song where Mr. Warner was a guest vocalist. It's called Hypothetical, and you can look it up on YouTube right now. There's a version where he is the special guest vocalist on the song, and it's aight. It's a good song. It sounds like a arena rock anthem, right? Where he's just talking about fucking. And even Richard and his project had to be like, oh man, I like that song, but we can't actively promote it with this guy and his, you know, negative image. Gotta separate the art from the artist, but even I'm having a hard time doing that in this case. And I don't know why. It's like my entire time of being a fan of the band, Marilyn Manson, I was completely aware that these people, for the most part, most of the people in the band, were garbage. Just terrible human beings. Just vicious drug addicts, sex addicts, or just all-around lunatics with just a me complex surrounded by yes men. You just had to know that, because like, just look at the nature of the system they were in. It was the last bastion of, like, stadium metal, kind of. Like, at least up until the emo era, when, like, the age of festivals started really picking up and multi-band one-day events became more financially sensible than a yearly Ozfest or a yearly Warped Tour or Rockstar or Mayhem Energy Fuck You in the Mouth Fest. I've always known that for whatever reason, these people were probably grossly volatile, and I'd like to imagine that everybody else listening to this music that paid attention to this dude's lyrics, that paid attention to any word that came out of this guy's mouth, would at least be hip to the wise that this guy might not be the best person. So, let's get away from this ugly topic. Let's fucking go the other direction. How about that? Yeah, Holmes. I trust that everyone saw that amazing pre-rendered Star Wars Eclipse trailer. If not, here's a fucking screenshot. Here's the thing. You're looking at the thing. This is the thing. It's right there. At least for a second, anyway. I don't know. I'm making this an editing nightmare for myself. Well, bad news, kids. The original release date window of like 2023 to 2024, it ain't happening, Captain. It's not happening. It's been postponed. The release window has been postponed. There's not even an active release date. There's no real details. There isn't even a fully flushed out statement from Quantic Dream? I almost said Quantum Dream. Isn't that a movie? Quantum Realm. Is that what I'm thinking of? I don't know. Realms, you know me and my Mortal Kombat ADAC. Anyway! Yeah, no. This shit got postponed to 2026 or 2027. Is the world even gonna exist by the time this goddamn game comes out? Or are we gonna just blow each other off the map? Wait. Nobody's blowing each other. Calm down. So, this is relatively devastating news, of course, because all we've really wanted were more Star Wars games, and ever since more companies than EA were getting the license and were being allowed to do the thing, especially after something like Fallen Order, like, there was a new horizon of sorts for Star Wars games, just starting to glimmer, just starting to show itself on the horizon. And the idea of other companies getting the license was grossly exciting. However, everything that has been announced, everything that has come out, especially in regards to the details of Star Wars Eclipse, have been relatively nil. We got an amazing pre-rendered trailer that, quite frankly, I think was just a sales pitch. I think it was just a thing to entice people elsewhere or upwards in the company, maybe at LucasArts, maybe at Disney, whatever. Maybe they're private investors. Quantic Dream has funding this son of a bitch. Who knows? The point is, anytime you see one of these amazingly beautiful pre-rendered video game trailers, the bare bones truth of it is 9 times out of 9, that isn't the game at all. Like, at all. For instance, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game coming out by Gun. We've been talking about it on our prior episodes and things like that, keeping you relatively updated, and more details have trickled out, which I'd be happy to tell you about. Apparently, it will be stealth-based in the same way that the Friday the 13th games were. Their release window is also grossly fucked. Grossly fucked. They had a release window, and it will not be met. Kane Hodder has indicated that they're not even done doing motion capture. They've done like half of it, and he estimates that they're probably doing another year worth of motion capture. So you pile that on top. How about I stop bumping the mic? So you pile that on top of just numerous production delays. You pile that on top of just the multitude of things that have held up studios. The fact that programming is in high demand. Programmers are in high demand. So things are taking a hot bit to get done. But that's the understandable part, not the understanding. I'm the understanding one. We're the understanding ones, right? We're not going to be angry fanboys and go and yell at Quantic Dream about this. I had to look at their name again. You see me glancing over. That's why I like having lenses. I don't like you seeing my eyes. You can read me better, and I don't like it. I'll figure this out. Don't you worry. I'll figure this out. I'll show you my mouth. But that's the extent of it. You can see my beard. But that's the extent of it. Get used to these peepers. Don't get used to them. Your choice. Anyway, yeah, so it's bad shit. Now, here's the thing about this Star Wars Eclipse thing. It's not an official statement. There is no official statement regarding this. It is kind of just being based off of close sources to the company. And these sources are apparently absurdly trusted. Now, despite a absurdly overwhelming positive reception to the game's trailer, it hasn't produced the desired effect of attracting more talent to the developed oh, wow, look at this. It hasn't attracted more talent to the development studio. Wow, so without adequate staffing to work on the game, its release window has been postponed. This does sound like an awfully soon waiting period, and it is, but Quantic Dream might still release the game sooner if they overcome their underemployment struggles. Wow, fuck. So if you're a programmer, send these motherfuckers your resume, because they need some help! They need some milk! Well, that's that. Next. Okay, well, guys, I think we did it. I managed to get an hour in. Did I? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not necessarily begging for content, but still got more stuff. I just don't know if I want to make these too long or if I want to make them, just an hour, 45 minutes. Does it matter? Do you care? Let me know. Comment on this. Comment on the video. Let me know if you hate long shit or if you hate short shit. I'd really like to know, because I'm kind of just going to keep tailoring this to the community's liking. I would like you to like this, so that's how this is going to go. With love. There's more shit to talk about, though. Like my terrible hood continuity right now. It's awfully hot, so don't mind me. I have a bunch of... You guys, when I just asked once in one episode, hey, communicate with the show. Hey, chat with the show. Hit us up at underlinemanagement@gmail.com. Send me a DM on any social media platform. Comment on this video. Subscribe to our channel. Just from me saying that, like, once, I got a shitload of listener questions of sorts. So I'm down to do those in a second. I'll do those in a second, but I do have two more bits of news in relation to the Batman. That's right. The Batman. I finally saw it. I saw it, and I'm going to give you guys my full review. I might do it in this episode. You know what? Let's see how I feel after these bits of news. So, everybody's been talking about this new HBO Max thing with the Penguin, and that there is apparently going to be a second HBO Max Batverse series. It was going to center the Gotham PD of sorts and center around... Let me see if I can find it. There was a really, really good... Let me go. Here we go. I'll just read this out to you. The Batman director, Matt Reeves, has duly confirmed that the movie's prequel series on HBO Max, which centered around a corrupt cop, is not moving forward. That's right. Wah, wah. Already indicated, well, Reeves, dyslexia. Reeves indicated this on our Hero Nation podcast. That's Deadline's Hero Nation podcast. For those out of the know, like anybody listens to Deadline's show. Bold words from a guy with like 20 views on his shows, right? I'm taking pot shots. Anyway, Reeves confirmed that he had a conversation with HBO Max execs to steer his Batman spin-off series towards one of the more established characters in the DC canon versus an original one. Not a bad idea at all. Somebody understands the task. So Reeves' initial HBO Max series in the Batverse of sorts was announced originally in July of 2020, taking inspirations from the movie Prince of the City, centering around a cop battling for his soul, who is then reawakened by a rising Gotham City vigilante, that being Batman. Reeves explained all of this in Hero Nation last week. He did a podcast. Again, Deadline's podcast. So, what happened was, Reeves told the podcast, one thing we're not doing is... Oh, let me get this quote right, because Reeves speaks like me. He speaks kind of jarbled. One thing that we're not doing that I was gonna do, ... So, there's the Gotham Police show, which is actually... that one is actually put on hold, period. We're not really doing that. So... okay. Not only did he immediately... like, we're talking, what, a week after doing press for the Batman, talking about how he was going to be doing this show, talking about how he had it all on lock, how HBO was all about it, and all that hot shit. And now here he is literally quoted saying, maybe someday we'll get to it. However, do not fret. All because that this series is put on hold doesn't mean the Penguin thing has been put on hold. Apparently, according to Reeves, that's going to be something of like a Scarface tale. Like one of those stories where, I'm paraphrasing here, but where like Oswald knows his potential, no one else does because, you know, look at him. But it's about his rise to power in the huge vacuum that is the current state of Gotham at the end of Matt Reeves' The Batman. Spoiler alerts. Actually, I'm warning you right now. Spoiler alerts. I'm giving you time. So, pick up your controller. Pay attention. Spoiler alerts for The Batman. If you haven't seen it, get the fuck off my video for a hot minute. Actually, yeah, get the fuck off my video for a hot minute. See you next week. Anyway, so, in the end of The Batman, Gotham's flooded, right? Like, it's just been flooded. Riddler did his thing. He blew up bombs all around the seawall of Gotham and flooded the damn city, like, and really flooded it. I almost had Hurricane Katrina flashbacks in the theater, but I was also on mushrooms. That's gonna play heavy into the review. Your boy took mushrooms to see The Batman. That's right. And it gripped me by the dick and balls and just sent me on a ride. I am not kidding, y'all. That movie touched me in weird ways, and I'm anxious to see it again. A lot of people have been saying that it's kind of hard to invest 3 hours multiple times into a movie. I get that completely. It's not for everybody, but this is kind of the Batman movie I've been waiting for. Something that's just a hard-boiled detective story, like a true crime-based detective story. The elements of like films such as Seven or the fact that the Riddler is basically just the Zodiac killer, like an incel Zodiac killer, like all for it. Loved it. I love new takes on these characters. I love that there were little nods to other people. There was a Hush nod. There was a nod to Bane and his serum, Venom, in one of the final scenes where Batman gets shot in the chest with a fucking shotgun, and he can't get up because he got shot in the chest with a fucking shotgun, and he's not invincible, and he's struggling, and the only way he can get up is to inject himself with a little bit of a very familiar looking green serum. Now, I've heard people say, no, motherfucker, that was just adrenaline. Adrenaline isn't green, I don't think. I'm going to Google this, but I don't think adrenaline is green. And I don't think Matt Reeves would have done that without knowing full fucking well what that's associated with, what that look is associated with. Because then Batman's reaction to it, Bruce's reaction to it, was fucking insane. People in the, or at least in my screening, were losing their goddamn minds. I actively screamed when I saw that, because it just made all these questions pop up in my goddamn brain. Like, has Batman already encountered Bane? Because we are 2 years into this. Is this just the serum that maybe a version of Bane can come into this universe and exploit? You know, I know that Matt Reeves is focused on perhaps doing a Mr. Freeze thing. Hey, I have a hot take. Leonardo DiCaprio as Mr. Freeze. Think about it. Leonardo DiCaprio as Mr. Freeze in the Matt Reeves verse. So, anyway, there's that. So, I guess in summation, the only things that irked me, there was the one line that the whole internet is talking about from Catwoman, the white privileged motherfucker thing, whatever. I don't know. Like, it makes sense for the character to feel that way. It didn't It didn't completely take me out of the movie, but there are a lot of you out there that it completely took out of the movie. And I'll be real with you, it felt like one of those things. Somebody at Warner Brothers was like, hey, you need to wedge a little bit of social commentary in here, or a little more social commentary. Maybe it was a recommendation of a producer. That's often the case in things like this, where there's like really forced, tacked on social commentary. Hey, what's up? How's the mask? Go fuck yourself. I'm doing a show. Anyway, I shouldn't say that. Business has been quite slow, so anybody that does purchase my work, I'm super grateful for. I'll get back to him in a minute. That guy's masks are actually done. He ordered some really cool shit. He ordered an outer shell that looks like Crossbones from the Marvel MCU, and but it's got like green neon lighting stitching in it. It's super cool. And the other is like this sort of unique original take on a Leatherface mask, but it's like cut like mine where the mouth is exposed. Yeah, good stuff. I like making unique, cool things. So if you wanna own something like this, hit me up. Shoot me a DM. Go on my Instagram, because that's where my entire back catalog of work is for the most part. Yeah, something like this is like $150 because it's latex. But anything hard shell that's a face mask is like $175, $200. It really depends on what you want ordered. Full-headed stuff usually starts around $200, $225. I can do stuff with dreadlocks. I do stuff in all sorts of stuff. Hard shell resin, Mortal Kombat mouth guards. I've made over 50 different, 50 unique Mortal Kombat mouth guards, like different shapes. Not like paint schemes, like unique shapes. So, cool stuff. Hit me up if you're interested. But anyway, so speaking in line with the Batman, like, I don't have any other real notes on it. I loved it, quite frankly. It's maybe I keep trying to decide if it's my second or my third favorite Batman movie, but I think it's my second favorite Batman movie, quite frankly. And I'll put it to you this way. Yes, it's 3 hours long, but at the end of those 3 hours, I was mad because I wanted more. I wanted more of this world, more of this universe. I want that HBO Max series yesterday. I want the Penguin series now. I wanted this Gotham PD thing. I watched Gotham back in the day, and God, was that show the core example of missed potential. So many, like, why are we making all these villains become villains prematurely while Batman's like a fucking 15-year-old kid? Why, like, they just, oh God, don't get, one day, I'll prep my brain and we'll dissect Gotham. How about that? We'll dissect that abysmal fucking show. So, the Gotham PD thing was supposed to happen. It's not happening. As of right now, it's been evolved. It's been changed. It's turning into something else. And I'm kind of here for it. Because although a lot of these articles are just saying that it's been put on hold and it's not happening, don't buy that. It's just been developed. It's developing into something else. It's evolving like most creative projects should. It's evolving from an idea into something else. And that something else is apparently an Arkham series. That's right. I'm kind of here for it, quite frankly. I'm gonna take a sip of my goddamn G Fuel, which, by the way, Miami Nights. I don't think this is on the website anymore, unfortunately. I think it's out of stock. So, maybe hit up G Fuel and tell them H7 sent you. Tag me in that shit. Because your boy's trying to be noticed by Senpai, if you feel me. Anyway, so I took a little bit of that Miami Nights, right? And I mixed it with just like a touch of the stuff they have called Hive Nectar. It tastes like the original lemon-flavored Gatorade that I don't think exists anymore. It was a good fucking time. So, that's what I got rocking right here in a big boy shaker because I'm a madman. Let's get a little fucking saucy, shall we? Now that The Batman is a smash hit amongst fans and critics, some of you motherfuckers are being real mean about it. I don't know about that. The attention turns to two previously announced spin-offs of the movie universe heading to HBO Max, where there's supposed to be one about Colin Farrell's Penguin, and one that's centered around the GCPD. Well, now, it seems that the concept of the GCPD series has instead shifted That's right. It has shifted, according to Matt Reeves himself. Okay, good. That's the thing I didn't know, is where this was based off of. I know he said the thing that we just commented on, but I didn't know if he had actually said anything. His exact line is, the GCPD thing, that story has kind of evolved. We've actually now moved more into the realm of exactly what would happen in the world of Arkham as it relates to coming off of the movie and some of the characters and their origins. Ooh, almost leaning into the idea of it's like a horror movie or a haunted house that is Arkham. The idea, again, in the way that Gotham is a character to the movie of the Batman, he wants Arkham to exist as a character itself. And you know what? H-Fugs is here for it. Corporate H-Fugs is here for it. You go into this environment and encounter these characters in a way that feels really fresh. Okay, alright, I like this. He seems to still understand the task. And so in our work on Gotham, that story started to evolve. And it started to feel like, wait, we should be really leaning into this. And then that's kind of where that's gone. Okay, interesting. God, dude talks all jarbled like me for sure. Anyway, if you've seen The Batman, you'll know that switching focus to Arkham is kind of a pretty big deal, given the fact that there was this particular character that is unnamed, and even in the credits, I think it was named Unnamed Prisoner, or something like that, Unnamed Arkham Prisoner, or something like that. But Reeves himself has confirmed that, that was the Joker. That wasn't Two-Face. That was the Joker. A pre-Joker that has not yet claimed that identity. Somebody that Bruce has encountered in his first year or so. And that's something that will apparently be touched on, I guess. Because according to Reeves, he has no plan for the Joker in his movies as of right now. And you know what? Controversial take. I think we've seen him enough. I think we have seen him enough, but WB is going to WB, and they're going to wedge what they're going to wedge into these fucking franchises and these movies and these IPs. So, you're probably going to end up with a very, very horror-centric Arkham show that focuses around, well, I'll put it to you this way. At the end of the Batman, at the end of the credits, there was this little thing, the Radalata website thing that you can go to. It alludes, if you go to this website, it actually alludes to some things like a sequel, and there's this weird alluding to a particular storyline that's evading me, but it had to do with breaking Two-Face out of Arkham, right? So maybe we're going to get a version of an Arkham breakout, but like surrounded by all these ridiculous characters. So I'm hoping that this doesn't evolve into some fucking kid Batman show with all this evolution going on. But beyond that, your man's excited about it. I just want more of this universe, quite frankly. I loved the movie. I understand those of you that are like, hey, it was very long. Hey, it kind of fell apart at the end. I don't feel that way, but I understand why you would. I really feel like being on just that little bit of mushrooms really helped me kind of digest and observe and take in everything really, really, very, very much so in detail in a way that I wouldn't have been able to in another state, which is kind of weird because I don't do mushrooms very frequently. But I did this time because it's the Batman, and I like having a good time. I like to party. Anyway, I'm H7. This has been Radio Respects. Wait a second. Fuck no, I'm not leaving you yet. Hold on. Wait. We got questions. You guys sent me questions. I gotta answer your goddamn questions. Alright. Got some questions. I asked y'all to communicate with the show. I asked y'all to chat. I asked y'all to send me things. Ask me things. What do you want to fucking know? And you did. Thank you. But I want more. I want you to send me more. I want to fucking communicate with you. I asked y'all, what was one time that you should have said fucking nothing, but you did say the thing? I'm collecting a bunch of those. I've gotten a bunch of really good ones from y'all, so I'm collecting those, and we're just gonna rattle through them. So in the meantime, what I want to do is I want to answer your more direct questions, and just general mail. Firstly was by Scott Zander. Dude, I'm really digging the radio show. Finally a radio show with people I actually give a shit about. Oh, thank you. I love you. You're a kind soul. Might I suggest a, quote, bitch, give me my G Fuel button. How do give bitch G Fuel. I am bitch. Give bitch G Fuel. He is him. I am the button. Oh, like an audio drop? Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool, though. If I use my other iPhone and put like a soundboard on it. Oh my god, that might be the move. That's a good idea, Scott. You know what? I'm gonna remember. Hey, future H7, editing this. Remember, we need soundboards. This is a radio thing. Oh, that would be cool. I could put some... Oh, you gave me a good idea, buddy. Thanks. Cool. Anyway, next. Bradley Lee asks, I got to ask about the bass. Are you able to get back your bass guitar? Oh, what this guy's referring to is a bass of mine that was stolen from me. It looks like this. It's a Brownsville bat. If you see it anywhere in West Palm Beach or South Florida, or if you see anything that looks like this, send it to me immediately, because I can identify it based on the pickups. I can identify it based on a lot of identifying markers that are unique to the instrument. The police aren't going to do a goddamn thing, even though there is a police report. So if you see it in a shop somewhere, let me know. But no, I have not. But in a freakish turn of events, a different bass of mine that was stolen by an ex popped up on a friend of mine's Instagram story at a music shop local to here called Wolf Guitars up in Jupiter. Apparently, my old machine gun bass popped up after 3 years of me being told it was stolen, and I just believed her, because everything that this lady had owned had been stolen. This bitch's life was falling apart. Like, she was getting thrown out of her house by her family, and like all of her shit was like... While this girl was at work, her parents were like throwing her shit on the fucking on the lawn, and like people were just coming by and picking at it and taking things. So she lost like most of her belongings. Sad story, but like, don't do heroin. How about that? Maybe lay off the opiates. I don't know. How about that? And I just believed that the bass was gone, and then this thing popped up, and I was like, oh shit. There's no way. There's no way that the thief was dumb enough to go to an actual music store with a stolen instrument and ask for tech work and then have it be photographed and videoed. Ooh, it doesn't sound very smart, but then again, we live in West Palm Beach where people are not very smart. So, I inquired, and I found out who took it. I found out who stole it. There's actually security cam footage. I have... photos of their caller ID, of the phone number that this person used to call them before they came in, with my bass. That was never given to anyone. It was temporarily entrusted to an individual that lost it, as far as I knew. Well, turns out, that individual, that's right, one of my exes... You know who you are. I won't name drop you because I'm filing a police report about this currently, and hoping that, because I don't know how to locate you, I don't know where you are. I know you're probably watching this, but the police do. And I'm going to get back my shit, baby. That's right. The person that stole it was the girlfriend all along. It was a lie. It had never been stolen. Well, it was by her. But it was never stolen by anyone else. That's right. Mind fuck. So, Wolf Guitars has been pointing me in the right direction. I'm in the process of gathering their security cam footage and whatnot and filing a police report. So, although that one bass has not popped up, one that disappeared 3 years ago that I'd just given up all hope on finding again, popped up. And we are currently in the process of getting it back. So, I look forward to using this thing with the 500 block. That's all I'm gonna fucking say about that. How you like that? Anyway, next questions. Justin Dixon asks... Oh, Justin's got 3 questions, apparently. That's okay. I mean, I don't mind. I'm not a picky man. The more you ask, the better. How many masks would you guess that you have made in total? Fuck. Jesus God. I had a back catalog. I started like documenting them a little late in the process. Maybe like 3 years into actively selling like customized masks, like underlined masks as merch. From like 2010 to 2012 or 2000 or early 20, yeah, from 2010 to 2013, I wasn't documenting them as intimately or as actively as I should have. So the number is kind of lost on me in total. But when I did start documenting them and like backlogging them up until I got an iPhone, I had 500 backlogged with photos and everything. And now I estimate in the past, that was up until maybe early 2019. Then from early 2019 to now, I've made a fuck ton of things by way of 3D printing, and that has only increased my total probably 2 times, 3 times probably. I know I've broken over 1,000 sales, so I know I've done some really batshit numbers over the years, like in regards to the high cost, the higher priced commissions and things like that. But if I had to guess a number, it's definitely over 1,000. It's under 2,000, but it's probably 1.5K. I've made a lot of things, and I've made a lot of copies of things too. That's the other thing. There were a lot of, because you've seen one version of a fucking thing doesn't mean it's the only one that exists, you feel me? I've often made this design for a shitload of people. I wrestle in this design all the time because it's latex and, can take a punch. But, like, I sell them immediately. Like, I'll have a thing, like right now, this mask, somebody's going to watch this video and be like, hey, man, where can I buy that mask? And I'm going to sell it to them for like $100 or $150 of whatever I'm feeling or how much I'm hurting. That's the thing. Baby's got to pay bills, And, by the way, Baby just got approved for his new house. That's right. New place to live. It's going to be awesome. And I'm setting up a little setup in there, too. So I can do shows here. I can do shows there. I can do shows basically anywhere. It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. This kid had other questions, though. I hope that kind of gave you a ballpark answer. The other thing I would recommend doing is look on my Instagram, dude. Because on my Instagram, that has most of my recent body of work, I would have to say, in the past few years, since like 2017, 2016-ish, around then. I have a shitload of things on there. That's kind of the best place to see all my work. I should really get a website going where it just has every photo of every mask I have ever taken or have access to, and treat it like a big-ass gallery. I really want to do that. I just haven't had the time, quite frankly. But I will. I fucking will. Anyway, more questions. Homie has another question. How old were you when you played in your first band? I was... Fuck. Okay. I was 13. I lived in New Orleans. I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, up until about, Hurricane Katrina floated my ass here to South Florida. And started this never-ending shit show that is H7 ever since, I guess, my teenage years. So, yeah, anyway. I guess the... Alright. This is my first time, talking about this, really, actively, because when I do interviews, it's as H7. It's H7. I'm H7. I'm not the guy under the name that I was using in that other band. That guy doesn't exist. I was in this band when I was 13. That's right. Fucking 13 years old. Jägermeister music tour. Not kidding. Fucking ridiculous. And I'm only saying this now because I'm still pseudo-anonymous, and I was performing under a different name at the time. I wasn't H7. I wasn't even masked. I was in a group playing guitar, writing songs, because ever since I was really little in New Orleans, it's a very musical town. I was adept at like bass guitar and rhythm guitar and synths. I liked synths. I also had a very pretty voice before my balls dropped, and I had to relearn how to sing. So I was like 13 years old when I got scooped up by this project that was this sort of like F tier, like D level, fucking lowest of the low new metal band that I won't name out of respect for the parties involved, because God, do I not want anything to do with these fucking people. But it was my first experience with music. I got to tour a little bit. I got to do some things. I can tell you, the only clue I can really give you is it was a Jägermeister sponsored band. And yeah, I had a great time up until I didn't. Our final show actually took place right across the street from me right now at a place that is now, I think, yeah, it's now called Kapow. It used to be called Ray's Downtown Blues. And my last show with this band, the last show with this lineup was there. We were told the day of the show that we were all being let go and that this guy had a new live band up north. And thanks for our service. And that was that. That was it. So that group basically dissolved and then reformed and then dissolved again and then reformed and dissolved again and reformed and dissolved again. They even reformed a couple years ago and dissolved again. So, yeah, I took that as basically the greatest example of, or greatest learning opportunity to, even as young as I was, to not do what I was doing, to not do what my compadres were doing. There's a lot of abuse in this band. There's a lot of self-abuse, a lot of addictive behaviors, a lot of manipulation, a lot of just narcissistic shit that I was exposed to at a really young age that did indeed kind of have an effect on me, but it told me immediately how I didn't want, it immediately showed me how I didn't want to run a band. How if I was going to do a thing, not to do it, how to not do it, versus, you know, be dictator with an iron fist, be that asshole, you know, be the guy that has to be the bad guy. And as much as I tried to, like, not do that, and not do that, and not be that guy, and not do that, I did that. For, like, the first 10 years as underlined, I was just a cock on wheels, because I just hated everything and myself and everybody. My live band could never keep its shit together, so I was just religiously frustrated. I just couldn't handle what I was going through at the time, on top of like being blackmailed out of my rights to as a father. I had a record contract that went up in flames because the CEO of Standby Records is a fucking lunatic, or was. By the way, rest in piss, Standby Records. Hey, Orchard Music, how about you fucking stop harassing the 500 block because we want to put out new versions of maybe a song of mine every now and again. Maybe go fuck yourself. Anyway, so yeah, that was my earliest band experience, and then that led to like around age 16 or 17. I spent like two or 3 years with this group. Or I spent like 2 years with this group, 1 year not doing shit, just trying to decide what I wanted to do as a kid, kind of, you know, just being a kid in, I think I was my freshman year. And I just decided Halloween 2006, yeah, that I wanted it to be underlined, that I wanted to do a masked metal thing. I asked a bunch of the guys from my former band if they wanted to be a part of it. Some of them were. Some of them rode off into the sunset and did other things. Some of them quit music altogether. But that then spiraled into what you see today, a 15-year career of sorts. I'm 30, I'm 31, 30, I'm around there. Jesus Christ, I forgot how old I was. So, like, I've been doing this since I was, like, 15, 16, but playing music for about as long as I have memories. But professionally, I lucked out and I got a gig because one of my family's friends knew that this band needed a guitar player. And I was playing bass at the time, but the riffs were super simple enough. And then they wanted to write music, so we wrote this whole EP. We put this EP out. It was dope. And then that was that. Okay, third question. What's your earliest memory of playing Mortal Kombat? Did you play it first in the arcade, Sega, or on a Super Nintendo? My first memory of playing Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat 2 in downtown New Orleans. What was the name of this fucking place? It was a pizza joint. It was this fucking pizza joint. And they had an MK2 arcade cabinet. And I remember being there with my parents. We were picking up some za. And I saw these kids playing, I think it was like Raiden versus Scorpion or something like that. And I was like, ooh, what's this ninja guy? Ooh, what's this electricity? Just on that basic level, just, ooh, what are these characters? Ooh, that sounds, oh my god, that's a lot of blood. Oh my god, did he just set that man on fire with his skull head? That's what I saw. And as those kids eventually moved away from the arcade cabinet, I'm still waiting for our za. I make my way over there, and I had a quarter on me, or some shit like that, I believe. Yeah. Pop that boy in there. Character select screen pops up. I first lay eyes on Sub-Zero. And I immediately go over to him. And I get my ass handed to me by the CPU. So I go over to my mom, and I'm like, hey, Mom, there's this really dope game right there with this blue ninja guy. You got a quarter? So I get my quarter, I go back over there, I put it in the thing, and I get my ass handed to me again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until I didn't. I eventually just started going to this pizza place, like, to get a slice, to get dinner, to get whatever, so I could, place the order there. Not call ahead at all. We would show up, place the order, and then I'd go play Mortal Kombat for 15, 20 minutes, and then that was that. Until I lucked out and Mortal Kombat 3 and 4 hit the arcades in New Orleans as well, and I was just, by that point, equally obsessed. I had the home ports for Super Nintendo. Yeah. And played the shit out of them, and then I fell victim to combat fever in the 90s, and here we are. Here we are, baby. It's a never-ending. There you go. Here's my birthmark. There's a Sub-Zero up here, but I'm dressed. Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, I appreciate your questions. If you want to ask me some bullshit, send me a message. underlinedmanagement@gmail.com. Any of my social media profiles. I'm trying to not burp into the mic. I'm at Underlined Inc. on all social media. You can comment on this video. I'll most likely respond to your comment in the next video and all that good shit. What else? We're live on Radio Respects. Got all kinds of good stuff. And you know what? It just dawned on me. I want to tell you guys about the shows that are coming up here in Respects, because we got some really fucking cool ones coming. So, give me a second. I'm going to pull up these fucking shows, and I want to tell you all about them. So, here in Respectable Street, we have a lovely, lovely, lovely selection of shows coming your way. This Saturday, on the 12th, it's the Modern English After the Snow tour. It's their after-party thing. It's going to be a good goddamn time. And then on, March 16th, of Montreal is going to be here. That's right, with Locate S1 and, I'm going to butcher your band name, Palomino Blonde. Good stuff. I'm a fan, or at least I know a lot of you are. Let's see, March 22nd, we got the Birthday Massacre coming through here. Can you fucking believe it? What a time to be alive. There's going to be a hip-hop showcase. On the 23rd. That's right, that's a Wednesday. Let's see. Ooh, we got some artsy stuff. Immaterial Possessions, Room 13, Glass Body, and the Dreambows on April 1st here at Respectable Street. Ooh, but wait a second. On April 2nd? On April 2nd, yeah, cool. We have Authority Zero, 1983, and Straight Jacket. Oh, that's a band I'm excited to see. Another group I'm absurdly excited to see is Power Glove, and they're coming here on April 8th with Immortal Guardian and some more acts to be announced. It's exciting, isn't it? You know what else is exciting? Modern metal. Modern metal. And on April 13th, you're going to get to hear Dayseeker holding the Absinthe and Thornhill and Caskets here at Respectable Street, brought to you by For Your Friends Booking. I'd also like to send a big-ass shout-out to Limitless Agency. Love you, Alex. Trying to interview some of these bands coming through here, you feel me? Wouldn't that be neat? Because especially considering we got groups like Escape the Fate and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus coming here on April 23rd, you know? A lot of really, really good potential. A lot of cool things. I could see some really nice conversations, especially with the likes of Horror. Oh my god. Horror is coming on May 6th, and your boy is ready. I was exposed to them through Three Teeth, and I guess a split release they did, and fuck does that... Oh, great stuff. There's a little industrial flavor coming your way. My buddies in Misfit Toys are going to be through here on May 12th. I know that much. Fucking Frontline Assembly, May 22nd. Oh, man. Good times. What else? May 25th, Hypocrisy. Ooh. You ready for some black metal? I feel like you are. And then April 9th, the 500 block will be performing with Rise for their EP or CD release party. I have no fucking idea. Here's this. That's a flyer. I'm gonna make us a flyer. Don't worry, boys. Don't get nervous. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys about those amazing shows that are going to be coming through here. We get so many fantastic artists here in Respectable Street, and I cannot wait for you guys to perhaps hear some conversations between your boy and these artists, to perhaps hear some shows, maybe some music, some live stuff from some of these mugs. Wouldn't that be neat? I don't know, man. Which of those bands I mentioned would you like to see me fight to do something with, you know, for Radio Respects, of course? Let me know. Anyway, I'm H7. This is Radio Respects. For one last time, you know how to reach out to us. Comment on this video, subscribe, like it, share it, do all that hot shit. We need you. This is a labor of love, baby. This is a labor of love. I ain't getting paid for shit. I'm doing this because I want to. So if you want to make the cushion a little easier, you can donate. PayPal, H7 is dead. PayPal, _management@gmail.com. PayPal.me/H7 is dead. Any of those. What else? I'm going to set up a P.O. box. Somebody recommended setting up a P.O. box to do, like, unboxings and things of that nature. And I love that idea. I just don't want to, like, step on the toes of AJ Good and the House of Masks. I think he does really, really dope unboxing videos. He's the guy that, like, if you're going to send some cool mask shit to, like, he's the cat. But, like, maybe I can be the Mortal Kombat guy. If you got cool Mortal Kombat shit, if you got So, yeah, reach out. Touch me before I touch you. Jesus Christ, I got to paint my nails. I got to trim these suckers. Not a good look. Not a good look, H7. You're on video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I look very much so forward to doing more of these video things. Now that we possess the means to. I bought an iPhone. See, I'm not using mine. This is mine. There's another iPhone here. Bought another iPhone for this shit. That's how much I believe in this. So we could do good video and all that shit while I'm using my computer to record stuff. It's awesome. It's awesome. So subcultureradio.com, all that good stuff. Download the app. Listen to us live. I drop these episodes live. I'm getting into a schedule with it, but it's most likely going to be Friday nights that I drop these episodes. Figuring out a time, but you'll know the first second I do. So thanks for watching. Thanks for I tried to say watching and listening at the same time, because I don't know what you're doing. Are you even paying attention? Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, if you even are, existentially. So, love you. Bye-bye.
This is Radio Respects.